What's up, guys? You already know who it is, and you already know what it is. It's your guy, your boy, your best friend, ATN. And I'm here with the lady,
Lady L.
and it's the convo, baby. Yeah. First and foremost, as always, we like to thank our supporters
Yes.
for listening, giving feedback, helping us to grow and be better at what we do. We ask, as always, to like and share, continue to comment. If you aren't already, we ask that you subscribe because we will be continuing this on a regular basis. Okay, guys? We are going to be here to convo with you guys on a regular.
Be sure that if there's any other topics that you would like for us to discuss, that we are open to that too because it is amazing to get the feedback. We're probably going to have a part two to our last series of girls taking men out. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we just really appreciate all the love, all the support. Please like, share, subscribe. Let everybody. I mean, it's a great conversation starter. So, because even after we get finished filming, we even sometimes have conversations afterwards. So, we just want you guys to enjoy it. Positive vibes, good vibes. As always, as ATN always says, be the energy that you want to receive. So,
Okay, that's enough with the introductions because I'm ready to get into this one. I'm excited about this one. So I'm excited about all of them, but like this one, when we were going through ideas, this one was like, oh, yeah, never thought about that. So today we're going to be talking about proposals.
hmm. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Don't be mad if you see that he want it. Okay. Because if he like it, then he should have put a
I
ring
pray
on
for
it.
your guys sometimes. I really do.
Oh, 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 oh,
anyway,
oh.
um, anyway, proposals.
Yeah.
We were talking about tradition last episode, so
We hit on it, yeah.
yeah, we hit on tradition. So it was like, let's dig a little into proposals because that has changed as well these days.
Well,
But we're before we go there, we're
yeah.
let's let's start with the basis though. How should an individual propose? Like, what's considered a great proposal? What's considered a horrible proposal? You know, like,
I think it depends on the person you're proposing to. There's some people who want you to do this grand, elaborate, gesture of professing your love, while others like it more small, intimate, even it being just the two of you guys. So I think it really just depends on the person that you're proposing to.
as always, like we always say, do what's right for you. And as I always say, as long as you ain't intentionally hurting nobody, go ahead, do your thing, player. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as we continue this conversation, I don't know. Yeah, but it's still, it's your world.
It's your world. Sorry.
It's, I mean, but yeah, we're gonna continue on.
Okay, so of course, there's always the how you should propose, and for me, I think like when it comes to proposing, like you said, it's always about your mate, your partner.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do what they're going to love.
Right.
So if they like big theatrics, then that's what you're supposed to bring to the table. I feel like your proposal will also let you know if you know your mate well enough to even be proposing in the first place. So
Mm.
that's just me. But of course, within that spectrum of how you should propose. That'll tell you where you should propose. I just want to be honest. I see people do it sometimes. I don't always think that public is the best place to propose to people. And I say that only because if you got a shy girl who doesn't like attention, that's not what you want to do. You don't want to propose to her in public and she's shy because she might do something crazy like run off on you.
I mean, I don't think it'll go to that extreme as that she'll. But it's very important that you know your mate. Get to know some of her best friends or close relatives that was because I mean she's probably discussed it with her friends and family and had ideas of how they would like it. I mean, do some homework.
As anything.
Yeah, just do some hard work. And I mean, she may even have hinted around as to how she would like to get proposed. The whole when girls like, babe, look at this video, isn't that so sweet? Like, oh my God, that's so romantic. Like, I mean, you can
careful because she might show you that and might say that's romantic, but that might not be what she wants. So you gotta be careful. You
have to just know your mate.
Yes,
basically.
Know your mate. Listen to your mate. Have conversations with your mate, your partner. You know what I'm saying? Figure out.
Get to the juicy parts, but
oh yeah, I mean we gonna get there. We gotta because this next question, you were saying something earlier when we were discussing it. So this next question is gonna like hit on that a little bit too. When is the best time to propose?
When you say when, what do you mean about when?
Not when, but when do you feel is the best time to propose? Because again, these are all our personal opinions. They should not be taken as fact unless we read it as fact, because there are times we are factual. But these are just, again, our opinions that we share.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't put a time limit on love, like how fast you fall in love with someone, like when you know it's the right time. My general thoughts to it, though, my personal opinion is that a man knows within the first year on whether or not he sees himself being with you long term. Like if he sees a future with you, if he plans on marrying you, or he can see you being the future mother of his kids. I think that if you guys have not had the conversation within the first year, I mean, unless you're like super young, and you guys are still trying to get yourself established and stuff like that, that may be a little bit different. But for us grown people, I mean,
what is grown?
I mean,
grown?
For the grown people out there, I mean, if you feel like you grown, then I'm talking to you. For those people, especially for women, at a certain time in their life, their biological clock is ticking, they're ready to settle down, they're ready to start a family. And guys should definitely be aware of that when they're dating a woman, because, sometimes guys get with these amazing women and they're ready to settle down. The guy's like, I'm not thinking about getting married for like another 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I mean, but like now you're like, it's about compromising, and it's about making sure that that's a compatible fit, because if she's ready to settle down and you're not, then, I mean, are you essentially wasting her time? I mean, like, I think that's conversation, but the when is totally up to you. It could be a month, 2 months. I mean, some of the older couples out there who've been married 60, 70 years, they actually didn't date that long, to be honest. I mean, back in the day, they didn't have these long, drawn out, trying to figure out, oh, I need to see her and all these different seasons, but that comes with people are not willing to compromise and they're not willing to grow with people. But that's one of the telltale signs of you knowing if that's the right person for you. If you're willing to grow with that person and you like, no matter what the changes are, no matter how we both evolve and go through changes, like I want to go through those changes with you, then, you have something special. You have something real. So.
Oh, man, why was I just doubling it?
What?
Sorry, that was totally random.
I don't know what he said.
It doesn't matter. Let's not.
I don't know what he said.
Really?
Yeah.
great points. All great points. Yeah, you just gotta do what you feel is right in your heart of hearts. But I will say for those that are believers, seek God first.
All the time. Discernment. It will never leave you wrong. We said that in the last one. Discernment.
Seek Him first. For those who it's not God, it's just a higher power or the world, whatever you believe in.
The signs.
Just
their vibe.
Seek it first and really meditate on it and make sure you're in tune, because there are times you might think that you didn't do the work to really make sure that you got it.
Well, that's a whole nother topic for another day.
Yes, that is a whole nother topic.
I have been married before. I saw the signs and I ignored the signs. So there's a difference between that. So we're not even, that's a topic for another day.
Okay. But when I brought up we were talking about this earlier, that whole when should you propose thing, you said something and it was interesting to me, and I was like, that's right, they do that. Okay, so scenario time. It's a couple, they're together, they've been together for like 2 years. The guy gets caught cheating and he comes home with a ring with all these promises. Baby, I'm gonna be better, I'm gonna do better, you ain't gonna have to worry no more, I'm a changed man, and if you just take my hand and we can do this thing. And he presents you with the ring. Like, how do you respond to that first? Like,
that is a desperate act. I think the reason why that came up was because you had made mention about, so if a woman says no, does that mean that they have broken up? Like, once you propose and the girl is
we just jump straight to that.
Yeah,
okay,
I mean, because that's where that came from. I mean, so we have to give the whole context.
Okay,
so,
well, that's the context. So I guess we doubling back then, and it's, if no is said at the proposal,
does that mean that you guys are broken? Does that mean y'all are no longer together? Now, this could be a question that we want you guys to answer in the comments.
Yes, we want you guys to answer this in the comments.
So if a person proposes and the significant other says no, does that mean that you're no longer in a relationship, or are you working it out? Right. So one of the examples that I use was, there has been times, even in my ripe young age, where I've had gentlemen try to give me a promise ring or engagement ring after they done got caught cheating or something like that. By no means am I going to say yes to that. Because it's like,
come on, baby, don't do me like that, baby.
By no means will I be saying yes to that. I think that whether or not you're ready to get married to this person, and she has hinted around that she sees herself with you, so then you will know. I know a lot of guys are nervous about popping the question, but I can guarantee you, if you've been with this person for any length of time, they're waiting on you to do it. Like, they are excited. Now, there may be some things that you guys may want to work on. I would suggest premarital counseling. Even if you guys are just in the dating phase, I feel like it is so great, because it gives you the opportunity to ask questions that you may not have thought about asking. And it really makes you dig deep and really consider, like, okay, do we really have the strong foundation that we think? And is there some things that we need to work on? I would suggest premarital counseling even before you get the ring. I think it's so important.
And to piggyback off of that, that premarital counseling, even while you're just dating, right, helps you learn yourself even better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And that's one of the most important things that you have to remember, is in order to even be, productive in a relationship, you have to know yourself and what you're capable of and what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. So that premarital counseling does nothing but help you all the way around.
And it also, for people who have a hard time communicating, and maybe they communicate better in writing. And I know communication can be a big thing in a relationship. Sometimes it's great to have that other person to kind of help interpret things that your significant other may not see or understand. And I think it really, really helps for you guys to learn how to communicate more effectively with one another as well. So that would be my little nugget of advice. I mean, there are some options out there. There are some churches that give premarital counseling that's free. If cost is an issue, if you're not a religious person, find someone like even if it's a life coach or if it's some kind of person that you trust that you guys both agree on. That you guys get some premarital counseling even before the ring comes out.
Married couples that have been married for years and are truly happy, not just married, but truly happy and married, can give some of the best wisdom, best advice.
Yeah.
If you feel that you don't want to go the religious route and you don't want to go to a therapist or a life coach, married couples that are truly happy and been married for multiple years.
Now, let me say this. I know how some people really love and value their parents' opinions. I would not suggest because I know if your parents have been married for a long time and all that, you want to get that wisdom, that's great. But when it comes to counseling, because it's going to cause you to exhume some more personal, intimate things that happen within your relationship, you should really do that with someone that's outside of, your circle and different things like that, because you don't want to be that couple when your significant other comes to the dinner table and all your family members looking like, like, are they...
Got the attitude like...
Because you will love them unconditionally and you will forgive them because you have that kind of love and you're in love with them, and your family member is not as forgiving. So just be really careful what you talk about. Right. Which I think we kind of got off. But
yes, we got off topic. Please, we apologize. But that was very important. We felt you needed that, guys.
Yeah.
We felt that you
just a little nugget.
So we was talking though, like, if you propose and the other says no, is the relationship over? In my opinion, I'm gonna just be honest. This is a grown man talking. In my opinion, no, it's not over. I mean, you have fights, you have disagreements. Does the relationship end?
I mean, but this is you'd have made a big public announcement like she does.
Listen, you should have thought deeper about it before you did it. That doesn't mean the relationship is over. The partner could just feel that y'all ain't ready yet. The partner could feel it's still some stuff that y'all have not really figured out yet.
Well,
to know that y'all would work out long term. Because y'all might be great right now, but y'all got that unresolved issue, and every time that issue comes up, y'all are arguing, y'all are fighting, y'all are not wanting to be around each other. That's a serious issue.
Well, that's not a proposing time either. But what I was going to say to that is, if that is the case, if you feel like there may be a few things you need to work out, I don't know if that's necessarily a reason for you to say no, because you can still say yes. Because I've done this before. You can still say yes, but then you just lay out, okay, I'm saying yes to you, but we're going to have to work on these things before we actually walk down the aisle.
I'm going to just be honest. Some people will hear that yes, and you could be talking, and it's going to be Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah.
Well, I mean, you don't do it in that moment. Do it in a moment where you like, okay, hey, all the fun, like, oh, the romantic, all that stuff is going, like, maybe a few days later, you need to have a serious conversation, like, babe, come on, let's have a sit down. We've had some really big ups and downs. I really think that we need to resolve some of these issues before we walk down the aisle. And I think that is completely okay. But it's also okay if they tell you no. Because, I mean, I wouldn't want to embarrass you, because that's just the type of person that I am. I wouldn't want to embarrass you in front of people. Like, I would say yes, and then, like, behind closed doors, I'll be like, yeah, no, I'm not ready.
Okay. But with you saying that, I want to just pull from Insecure for a moment to help me, like, give visual for what I'm about to ask. So there was the scene when Molly was dating, I can't remember his name, but he's the artist Jadina. And he was with Molly, and her coworker walked up and said, "Oh, you guys are a couple. And he was like, yeah. And then her coworker walked off. She was like, oh, so we're a couple? And he was like, nah, I just said that. I didn't want you to look bad. And she was like, so then, like we're not a couple. What are we doing then? And like she pretty much broke it off with him. But to go into what I'm asking is, if a person was like, oh yeah, I'll marry you, and then y'all get behind closed doors and they go, no, I'm not trying to marry you, and you'd be like, okay, is there ever a time that we would get married? And they're like, no.
Well, I don't know. If that's the case, then they shouldn't have said yes in the beginning. But that should have been a conversation before he kind of popped the quit. Like, you kind of know if the person is.
But I'm saying, what happens then? Because y'all are together now and everything is going good, you ask to get married, and then they're like, no. And then you're like, well, do you ever see yourself marrying me? And they're like, no. Like, so.
Well, that means there should have been. That means you were oblivious. There had to be, in any kind of conversations where you were talking about future stuff, you were missing all the signs that's going over your head of her saying that she didn't want
to. Watch me do my Dougie.
All those signs was going right over your head when they were telling you, like, I don't want children. I don't want to mess up my body, and I don't want to do that. I want to have my own money, my own bank account. I don't want to share that. I enjoy my independence. I enjoy doing me. Like, you missed all the signs, and she was telling you that she wasn't interested.
So it's just a bad day then,
because you missed the signs.
So is the relationship over then, though?
That's up to that person. But if they are looking for commitment and the other person is not, I think that means it is over. But that's
Sounds
just
like it's over to me. I don't know. If I want apples, and they know I want apples, and they not even willing to give me no apples, and they just continue to give me oranges, like, eventually, like, I'm gonna have to go after what I want. Like, it's just going. So yeah, to me, I would say.
I mean, but that's not always a deal. So, moral of the story is not always a deal breaker if the person says no at the proposal. I think it definitely depends on the circumstance surrounding it.
Yes. No cheating. Cheating and then getting a ring is not going to equal a yes. And if it does equal a yes, they need to go seek help, because something is broken within them too. You should never accept someone treating you lesser and then coming and trying to make you feel like you're everything just because they were caught doing something else.
Now, I know this is just scandalous, but I know there are some vindictive women that'll say yes, and then you like, it's a no behind closed doors. It's a no for me, and I'm keeping the ring, because you shouldn't have been out there cheating and doing what you was out there doing. Now you over here guilty, and now you just spent your money.
Better charge it to the game, player. Better charge it to the game.
I just had to say that out loud, because I know there were some females who was probably thinking it. So I just
better charge it to the game
out loud.
And then, hey, don't let it turn out that female go to pawn that joker, and it's only worth $2. Pettiness gets you nowhere.
Hey, I mean, I don't know. So what's the next? Because I'm really trying to get to this one.
So this is the final question, because we're actually around that time.
Yes.
But this is the final question for this episode. And
the juiciest question.
Should women be proposing to men? And when I ask that, I mean, like, should a woman be going out buying the ring?
Or watches. I've seen them buy watches.
Okay,
and stuff.
watches.
Or a ring.
Ring, whatever. Should a woman be getting down on one knee to say, hey, will you marry me?
Now, see, that's why.
Now, see, wait. And I want to clarify something right now. I want to clarify something. When we ask this question, we're asking. We have no hate towards anyone.
Oh,
what
no.
They do.
Oh, no,
but
no,
when we
no.
ask this question, we're asking heterosexually. Is that right?
Yeah.
Heterosexually. I'm doing it again. But we're asking, should in a heterosexual couple, heterosexual?
It's hetero.
Anyway, should a woman be asking a man to marry her, and when we say asking, we mean drop down on one knee.
You guys have seen the videos, and I think there was a reality star that did it. That's a hard no for me. And again, like we said in the beginning, this is just opinions, all of that. I am a believer, a Christian, and the Bible says when a man findeth a wife. It ain't when the woman is saying that I want you. There's some things that I think I want women to understand that they are the prize. I think that's the main thing. If the guy doesn't see the value in you to take that leap and to propose to you, then that's another set of problems, right? And that goes back to the other part of the conversation where we were talking about knowing if you guys are on the same page, like you're ready to settle down and the other person is not, right? For those women, I know a lot of times they feel like they've been dating this man for, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or more years. And they like, well, he's not doing it. So I'm just going to do it. Don't do it, sis. Like,
in the words of Kirby's newest album, he just wasn't for you, sis. He wasn't the one.
If it took him that long, honestly, it should never take anyone that long to know if they want to marry you or not, period. I mean, you have people that have starter rings and, all of that. I mean, there's no reason for that. I mean, I don't. Now, shooting your shot and, like asking them out on a date is one thing. Dropping down on one knee to ask a man to marry them. But I guess for me, how would a man feel with a woman?
I was just thinking that. Like I mean, a man has to feel special, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I'm kind of old school. So I feel like that's the place of a man, to like say, hey, I'm in love with you. I feel like I found my best friend, my life partner. Will you take this journey with me? I feel like that's the place of a man, because
women, you deserve.
What's next? Next? The woman takes the knee. Is she gonna carry this man across the truffle of the door too? I mean, if you do it, you do it. Hey, whatever floats your boat. But like, just me, in my opinion, like, a woman could ask me out on a date, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel with her getting down on one knee. I don't know.
To each their, for all those women who had the courage and the bravery to do that, who went out. You. I mean, kudos to you. That's not, no. I can't even think of any friends of mine that would feel comfortable doing that. Like, no.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I will be on the opposite and want to argue it, but I can't even argue this one. Like, I wouldn't
feel like
feel right.
Like when you see the video of the guy, most of the guys, they had this look of like, oh my God, like it's not a good thing. It's like I won't just take a look. The guys don't seem happy when the girls do it. Like, they don't seem excited. They don't seem happy.
That's another thing. I feel like emotion works a little different. So when a female gets asked to get married, she's like, oh my, she's so happy and she's smiling. She might even cry a little bit. It's shocking to her. But a guy is just kind of like,
he think it's something wrong with you, sis.
Like, you couldn't just ask me that. You had to make a big spectacle. Like what?
Don't do it.
Like,
we're getting close to time, so
we are over time. But let us know what you think. As always, let us know what you think. Again, we want you to answer that question for us. If the proposal has been turned down, does that mean that the relationship is over? Okay.
And men out there, how would you feel if a woman proposed to you?
Yeah, I would like to know that too. Other men, how do you feel? How would you feel if a woman proposed to you and got down on one knee? How would you feel? I want to know. I want to know. Lady L wants to know. Bring it to the convo.
As always, we appreciate it. Give us all your love, feedback, good vibes,
Positive vibes.
We're looking forward to the comments for this one.
Remember, smile, baby. Smile, baby. 'Cause you look so good when you
smile.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. You're fired. You're so fired. Anyway, be that energy you want to receive. Continue to be that. And again, it's your boy, your guy, your best friend, ATN, and the
Lady L.
And this is the convo, baby.
Bye.